Hey guys, what's up? It's Rygar the Destroyer, and today we are doing another episode of the Q&A series. Now, as always, if you have a question that you'd like me to answer in next week's video, go ahead and throw it down in the comment section below, and make sure to stay to the end of the video because I ask you guys a question that we'll talk about next week. One other huge thing that I want to address before we get started is why this video is late. Recently, I've had a huge schedule change, which is basically flipped everything on its head, so I really don't have time to record these earlier in the week like I used to. So at least for the time being, these videos will probably go live on Saturday. Just a little heads up, for why this video is so terribly late. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump on in. The first question comes from Mr. McNugget2, and they ask, do you collect Hot Toys for the next Q&A? I do collect Hot Toys. I do Sideshow Collectibles, Hot Toys, Hasbro, and Kenner's 12-inch as well. I have actually, it's been a while, but I did a video where I cover my entire collection, and for the most part it's pretty up to date. I haven't added many things to the collection since that video was made, and I'll try and put it up in the info card so that you can check it out for anybody who's interested. The next question comes from Maribel Ramirez. What is your opinion of the old Power of the Force figures? Frankly, I would say they are probably, generally speaking, there are a couple good ones, some of the worst Star Wars action figures to ever be released, especially the early ones. You know, you've got Han Solo with his chest puffed out, you've got Princess Leia with her chest puffed out, Lando, everything, even C-3PO wasn't able to get away from the wrestling figure style sculpt work. But one thing I will say about the Power of the Force line is that it has some really great vehicles. I've actually brought one over to the side. This is Dash Rendar's Outrider, a really cool vehicle. And there's a lot of things like that in the Power of the Force line that I think are worth kind of cherry picking. But for the most part, I would say stay away from the figures themselves. I mean, like I said, there are a couple decent ones that you can pick and choose, but for the most part, I'd stay away from them. Box of Clone Trooper Lot says, Dirge is back. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I have no idea what you mean by that. I mean, I know Dirge, the character, but I'm not sure back in what. So, Box of Clone Trooper Lot, your homework is to explain this comment down in the comment section so that I know what exactly you mean, because Dirge is a cool character. If he's going to be featured in something, I definitely want to watch it. So anyway, moving on, we've got J. Diaz Ramirez. What is the most expensive Black Series helmet? I didn't actually go online and check prices or anything, so this might be totally wrong, but one that I remember being really expensive to try and track down after the fact is the Amazon exclusive Shadow Stormtrooper helmet. From what I remember, this is a while since I've checked even, it was like 250 bucks, which is pretty expensive for one of these Black Series helmets. And it's one that I don't actually have. I would show it off, but I don't own that one. But yeah, anyway, it's one that's definitely up there as far as pricing. So anyway, last week I asked you guys what your favorite Star Wars line, toy line was of all time. And I got a few responses here. The first one comes from Mr. McNugget2, and they say, my favorite Star Wars line is the Clone Wars. And yeah, for me too, I definitely have a lot of nostalgia for this line. You know, the Clone Wars movie came out, and then all of the toys came out. And I think that as far as lines go, the Clone Wars has some of the coolest figures packed together. They did a really nice job of getting really cool characters and really nicely made figures packed into a single line. I think it's definitely one of my favorite as well. Captain Rex here says that their favorite line is the Vintage Collection because they're so well made. And yeah, again, I agree. I think that a lot of times the Vintage Collection version of a figure is the best version that you can buy of it. There are a couple exceptions, like the 212 Clone Trooper is one that I really dislike. Actually, the Vintage Collection Clone Trooper body is one of my least favorite Clone Trooper bodies, but the majority of the figures coming out of the vintage collection are really, really well made. And I definitely recommend picking them up if you can find them for a reasonable price. Unfortunately, at least with the first vintage collection kind of go around, the distribution was absolutely terrible and people had a heck of a time getting their hands on the actual figures. But once you get them, they're really well done. So anyway, my question that I have for you guys next week is, what is your favorite figure from the Clone Wars lineup? Now, no cheating, only one pick. I mean, obviously, if you pick more than one, I don't care, we'll go over it. But yeah, what is your favorite figure from the Clone Wars lineup? And thank you guys so much for watching. Like always, I have a ton of fun making these videos, and even though there's been a schedule change, I hope to keep them coming for you guys because you guys really seem to enjoy them. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I guess I'll see you later.